She came from the Rainlight, a modern fairy tale about a girl who wasn't born but fell, a boy who couldn't forget, and the strange kind of love that only happens once in 1,000 skies. First, the girl who fell from the sky. It was the kind of storm that came without warning. No thunder, no wind, just rain, silver and slow, not water exactly, but something softer, thicker, brighter, and in the middle of it she appeared. One moment, the sky was empty. The next, she stood barefoot on the rooftop of an old bookstore, soaked to the soul and blinking at the world like she'd never seen it before. She didn't speak, not for hours. The first thing she said, "Where do broken hearts go when the clouds forget them?" No one knew what she meant, except one person. Second, the boy who never stopped looking up. His name was Theo. He worked the late shift at the 24-hour flower shop, read books by moonlight, wrote letters he never sent, and every night, just before closing, he'd go to the rooftop of the bookstore next door to listen to the rain. That's where he found her, or rather, that's where she found him, soaked, shivering, and glowing ever so faintly around the edges, like she was made from something the earth didn't quite understand. He gave her his coat, his name, and half a chocolate bar from his pocket. "I think you're a hallucination," he said quietly. "That's okay," she replied. "Most people are." Third, her name was not spoken. She never gave a name, and Theo never asked again. Instead, he started calling her Rainlight, because she only appeared after the silver rain. And she always left before the sky turned gold. She stayed for 7 nights, each one different, each one unforgettable. She knew things no one should know. The taste of colors, the way silence could bend. She hummed songs that hadn't been written yet. And every night, before she vanished, she whispered to the clouds, "Not yet, not yet." Fourth, the rules. There were only 3. 1. Don't follow her after she disappears. 2. Don't ask her what she's running from. 3. Never fall in love. Theo broke the 3rd one first. 5th, a sea of clouds in the moonlight. On the 7th night, they climbed the hill above the city, the one where the sky always felt closer. The clouds rolled beneath them like waves. The moon hung low and full, bathing everything in pale silver. She stood at the edge, wind in her hair, eyes closed. "They'll find me soon," she whispered. "Who?" "The ones who keep the balance. I'm not supposed to be here. I fell through a crack." Theo stepped closer. "What are you?" She opened her eyes. "Something you're going to miss forever." 6th, heartbroken. The moment she said it, the sky began to shake. The clouds below them churned like a storm was being born from the earth up. "You have to go," she said. "I'm not leaving." "Theo, you came from the sky," he said, voice breaking. "But you stayed for me. I stayed because I was tired of running." "Then don't run anymore." She looked at him like he'd said something impossible. "You don't understand," she said. "I'm not from here. I don't die. I don't age. But I do disappear, and every time I leave, I forget." The storm trembled around them. Rainlight reached for his hand. "First time, only time. I want to remember you," she said. "But if I leave now, I'll forget everything." Theo took her face in his hands. "Then let me give you something you'll never forget." And he kissed her, under the clouds, in the moonlight, in a moment that made the stars pause. 7th after. She was gone by morning. No note, no trace, just the smell of rain and chocolate in the air. Theo returned to the flower shop, the rooftop, the books. He waited and waited. But she never came back. The 8th. Years later. Theo grew older. He wrote about her, short stories, poems, full novels. No one believed him, but every time it rained silver instead of water, he'd go to the rooftop and wait, and sometimes, when the clouds were thick and the moonlight bent in just the right way, he'd hear her voice, carried on the wind like a lullaby he never forgot. "Theo." And he'd whisper back, "I still remember."